Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Sarah Mujtaba with the evening news. The headlines. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman slams previous UPA government over 2005 Antriksh Devas deal, terms it fraud against country, citing Supreme Court order. Political parties hold virtual campaigns as 5 states go to assembly polls next month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi discusses several development projects during interaction with BJP workers of Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra also interacts with party workers. BJP announces second list of candidates for second phase of Uttar Pradesh assembly polls. Congress releases another list of 9 candidates for Goa assembly elections. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh asserts decisions to select tableau for Republic Day parade taken as per detailed guidelines. India Post Payments Bank's customer base crosses 5 crore mark. 5th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha to be held next month. Indian shuttler HS Pranoy enters second round of men's singles at Syed Modi International Tournament in Lucknow. And in Australian Open tennis, star players Andy Murray and Daniil Medvedev sail into second round. As the number of COVID-19 cases is rising fast in several parts of the country, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, get vaccinated. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 01123978046 and 1075. And other news in detail. Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs Nirmala Sitharaman today hit out at the Congress, saying it should come clean on the Antriksh Devas deal after the Supreme Court's order upholding the liquidation of Devas Multimedia. Addressing media on the Antriksh Devas deal issue, the minister said the Supreme Court yesterday upheld the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal NCLAT and National Company Law Tribunal NCLT order to wind up Devas Multimedia, which is a very comprehensive order. The National Company Law Tribunal had ordered winding up of Devas in May 2021 on a petition by Antriksh. This was affirmed by NCLAT in September last year. Ms. Sitharaman said that Antriksh, the commercial arm of Indian Space Research Organisation, appeared in agreement with Devas in 2005 during the UPA government, which was a fraud deal. She said the UPA government cancelled this deal in 2011.
And I'm very grateful that the Supreme Court of India brought this matter in a comprehensive order. Now we shall definitely take this order and defend Government of India's position, that position where this order was cancelled even by UPA in 2011, 6 years after the agreement was originally signed, and make sure justice is done against this fraud which was perpetrated. Very much under the nose of UPA's own government. Proves clearly how Congress party works. Goes along, tries to make money through cronies, and when caught, behave as though nothing has happened, but the loss will be borne by Government of India. No, loss shall not be borne by Government of India. This is Prime Minister Modi's government. We shall fight it till the last.
The Finance Minister also said that this deal was done against the national security of India, and now it should be Congress party's turn to tell how this kind of fraud was perpetrated on the people of the country. She alleged that the deal and the Supreme Court's order reflect how the UPA government indulged in wrong practices.
This is a fraud. This has come out very clearly through the Supreme Court order. And now it should be the Congress party's turn to explain how this was allowed, explain how the cabinet was kept in dark, and explain how it took them 6 full years to have this kind of a fraud perpetrated on the people of India.
The Finance Minister said the NDA government is fighting in every court so that Devas does not get away with the fraud deal. She said the liquidator has been appointed and the winding up process will begin soon. She also said the NDA government is fighting to save taxpayers' money which otherwise would have gone towards the scandalous Antriksh Devas deal.
Political parties are holding virtual campaigns with 5 states of Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Goa and Manipur going to assembly polls next month. Leaders of different parties are reaching out to voters through different platforms ranging from Facebook to YouTube. Senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today interacted with party workers of his parliamentary constituency, Varanasi, in Uttar Pradesh. Mr. Modi asked them to meet every individual in their region and explain the value of their right to vote. It was Prime Minister's first interaction with party workers in virtual mode after announcement of the election dates in Uttar Pradesh. During his interaction through the Namo app, Mr. Modi discussed various ongoing development projects in Varanasi with party workers. He appealed to them to follow COVID-related guidelines while canvassing for the party. The BJP has released another list of its 2 candidates for the ensuing assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh. The party has fielded Chhatrapal Singh from Baheri Assembly seat and Bahuran Lal Maurya from Bhojipura seat in the state. The names of the candidates were finalized by the BJP Central Election Committee. Other political parties have also intensified their campaigning. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra interacted with party workers virtually. Senior Congress leader and Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel campaigned for party candidates in Mathura district. Senior leader of Janata Dal United, K.C. Tyagi, announced in Lucknow today that his party will contest elections on maximum seats in Uttar Pradesh in the upcoming elections. Leader of Azad Samaj Party, Chandrasekhar Azad, said they will contest elections in 33 constituencies in the state. Meanwhile, Samajwadi Party will launch a form-filling campaign for 300 units free electricity from tomorrow. Friday is the last date for filing of nominations for the first phase of assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh. In this phase, 58 assembly constituencies, including 9 reserved for the scheduled caste, will go to polls on 10th of February. Scrutiny of nomination papers will be undertaken on 24th of January. The last date for withdrawal of candidature will be 27th of this month, and the complete picture of the electoral contest will become clear at that stage. The process of filing nominations for the second phase of assembly polls in the state will begin with the issuance of a notification on 21st of this month. Voting for the second phase will be held on 14th of February in 55 assembly constituencies across 9 districts. Meanwhile, Congress today released another list of 9 candidates for the ensuing Goa assembly elections. Former Minister Michael Lobo, who recently quit BJP to join Congress, will contest from Kalangut assembly seat. The party's Central Election Committee cleared the name of the candidates. Single-phase polling in Goa and Uttarakhand will be held simultaneously on 14th of February. 40 seats in Goa and 70 seats in Uttarakhand will go to polls together in this phase.
Convener of Aam Aadmi Party and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today announced the name of Sangrur MP Bhagwant Singh Mann as the Chief Ministerial candidate of Aam Aadmi Party for the upcoming Assembly elections in Punjab. Assembly elections in Punjab have been deferred to the 20th of February this year. Earlier, the poll was scheduled to take place on the 14th of next month. Former Army Chief General J.J. Singh today joined the BJP in the presence of Punjab Affairs in Charge and Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat and Punjab BJP President Ashwini Sharma at Chandigarh. Akali leader Ajmer Singh and others also joined the BJP on the occasion. General J.J. Singh, who had also served as the Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, was the first Sikh to be appointed as the Army Chief in 2005.
5 hardcore Maoists, including 2 women rebels, were killed in separate encounters with security forces in an area on Chhattisgarh-Telangana border today. Our correspondent reports that a joint team of Greyhound Forces of Telangana State, CRPF and Bijapur District Reserve Guard was conducting a joint operation in Ilmidi area this morning. Maoists opened indiscriminate fire on the team under Semaldodi village. This area is close to Chhattisgarh border in Mulugu district of Telangana. Security personnel retaliated the attack. After the gun battle, bodies of 4 Maoists, including 1 woman Maoist, were recovered from the spot. Speaking to All India Radio, Mulugu District Superintendent of Police Sangram Singh Ganpatrao Patil said 1 Jawan of Greyhound Force was injured in the encounter. The injured Jawan has been shifted to a hospital in Hyderabad. Search operation is going on in the area. In another incident, 1 female Maoist was killed in an encounter with security forces in Khate Kalyan area of Dantewada district of Chhattisgarh today.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has written to Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu M.K. Stalin and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee over the exclusion of the state's tableau from the Republic Day parade this year in New Delhi. In the letter, Mr. Singh asserted that the decisions to select tableau for the Republic Day parade are taken as per detailed guidelines. Responding to the letter written to the Prime Minister by Mr. Stalin regarding participation of tableau from Tamil Nadu, the Defence Minister said the selection of tableau is as per the prescribed guidelines. Mr. Singh said tableau proposals received from various states and union territories as well as central ministries and departments are evaluated in a series of meetings of the expert committee. He said for Republic Day Parade 2022, a total of 29 proposals were received from states and union territories, including from Tamil Nadu. He said the tableau from the state was considered in the first 3 rounds of meetings. Mr. Singh said after the 3rd round of meetings, the tableau could not make it to the final list of 12 tableau selected for participation in the parade. Mr. Singh also said during the last few years, tableau from the state government of Tamil Nadu has been selected for participation in the Republic Day Parade during 2017, 2019, 2020 and 21. In response to the letter of West Bengal Chief Minister, the Defence Minister said in his letter to Ms. Banerjee, he has emphasized that the Narendra Modi government holds Netaji in high regard and observes his birth anniversary, January 23rd, as Parakram Divas. Mr. Singh also said the process to select tableau for the Republic Day Parade is transparent and as per set guidelines and as per the set selection process. The Delhi Police today said operation of sub-conventional aerial platforms including drones, hot air balloons and paragliders have been banned in Delhi from the 20th of January ahead of the Republic Day. Delhi Police Commissioner Rakesh Asthana said there is a possibility of terrorist airstrike in the national capital, due to which the order has been issued.
You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman slams previous UPA government over 2005 Antriksh Devas deal, terms it fraud against country, citing Supreme Court order. Political parties hold virtual campaigns as 5 states go to assembly polls next month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi discusses several development projects during interaction with BJP workers of Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra also interacts with party workers. BJP announces second list of candidates for second phase of Uttar Pradesh assembly polls. Congress releases another list of 9 candidates for Goa assembly elections. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh asserts decisions to select tableau for Republic Day parade taken as per detailed guidelines. India Post Payments Bank's customer base crosses 5 crore mark. 5th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha to be held next month. Indian shuttler H.S. Pranoy enters second round of men's singles at Syed Modi International Tournament in Lucknow. And in Australian Open tennis, star players Andy Murray and Daniil Medvedev sail into second round. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back to the evening news. The India Post Payments Bank IPPB has crossed the 5 crore customer mark in just 3 years of commencement of its operations to become one of the fastest growing digital payments bank in the country. Announcing this achievement today, the bank said it has opened up these 5 crore accounts in digital and paperless mode through its 1,36,000 post offices. Out of these post offices, 1,20,000 are in rural areas. About 1,47,000 doorstep banking service providers helped in opening up of these accounts. With this, IPPB has achieved the world's largest digital financial literacy program by building a financially aware and empowered customer base, leveraging the strength of 2,80,000 post office employees. The 5th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha will be held in February. The Pariksha Pe Charcha contest has been launched from the 28th of December last year till the 20th of January at MyGov portal. Winners of this contest are likely to be called in person to participate in Pariksha Pe Charcha. They may also get an opportunity to interact with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Teachers can also participate.
National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, has issued a detailed advisory to the centre, states and union territories for the welfare of persons affected by leprosy. In the advisory, NHRC has called for the removal of discriminatory legal provisions in over 90 laws in a time-bound manner. It has also recommended that the state government should establish a helpline to ensure prompt reporting and medical attention and provide and expand mobile-based teleconsultation services for persons affected by leprosy. The Commission has asked all concerned authorities to implement the recommendations in the advisory and submit an action-taken report within 3 months.
The Union Health Ministry has asked the states and union territories to enhance testing so that an effective track of the spread of COVID-19 pandemic can be kept and immediate citizen-centric action can be initiated. In a letter to states and UTs, Additional Secretary in the Union Health Ministry, Aarti Ahuja, advised them to pay attention to this aspect immediately and increase the testing in a strategic manner, keeping in view the trend of case positivity in specific areas. She said the new variant of COVID-19, Omicron, which has been designated by the World Health Organization as a variant of concern, is currently spreading across the country. She said it is seen from the data available on the Indian Council of Medical Research portal that testing has been declined in many states and UTs. She reminded that in all advisories issued by ICMR, the basic objective remains early detection of cases for quick isolation and care.
India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crossed 158 crore 74 lakh mark today. The Health Ministry said more than 65 lakh 85,000 vaccine doses were administered today. More than 56 lakh 42,000 precaution doses for the identified categories of beneficiaries for COVID vaccination have been administered so far. Recovery rate is currently at 94.09%. Over 2 lakh 38,000 new cases were recorded in the last 24 hours. Over 50% of children between the ages of 15 and 18 years have received their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine. Praising them, Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia said that enthusiasm of these children for vaccination is inspiring people all over India.
The Union Government has said that fake claims have been made in a video wherein questions have been raised about the efficacy of COVID-19 vaccines to children. The Press Information Bureau of Government of India has said that COVID-19 vaccines are safe and the vaccines administered to children have been recommended by experts. A video is circulating on the social media wherein it has been alleged that a few children died after taking the COVID-19 vaccine jab. UAE Foreign Minister Abi Zayed spoke to External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar over phone today and expressed condolences for the Indian lives lost in the terror attack in the UAE. In a tweet, Dr. Jaishankar said he conveyed India's strong solidarity with the UAE in the face of such unacceptable acts. He said the Indian Embassy is working with UAE authorities to provide the fullest support to families of the deceased.
And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
It was on 18th January that Rabindranath Tagore visited Sabarmati Ashram in 1930. Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore were two extremely different personalities, politically and ideologically. However, they had a great sense of mutual respect and fellowship for each other. Gandhiji was bestowed with the title of Mahatma by Rabindranath Tagore in 1915. The sense of respect that Gurudev and Mahatma shared for each other is well reflected in the words of Rabindranath Tagore.
He stopped at the thresholds of the huts of the thousands of the dispossessed, dressed like one of their own. He spoke to them in their own language. Here was living truth at last, and not quotations from books. For this reason, Mahatma, the name given to him by the people of India, is his real name. Who else has felt like him, that all Indians are his flesh and blood? In direct contact with truth, the crushed forces of the soul rise again. When love came to the door of India, that door was opened wide. At Gandhi's call, India blossomed forth to new greatness, just as once before, in earlier times, when Buddha proclaimed the truth of fellow feeling and compassion among all living creatures.
Today, we also remember Miraben, a British-born follower of Mahatma Gandhi who participated in the movement for India's independence. Born in England, Miraben's original name was Madeline Slade. Fascinated by the principles of non-violence of Gandhiji, she took India as her home and lived here for almost 34 years before returning to England.
Miraben arrived in Ahmedabad on the 7th of November 1925, where she was received by Mahadev Desai, Vallabhbhai Patel and Swami Anand. Gandhiji consented to Miraben's wish to stay at Sabarmati Ashram, and it was upon her arrival at the ashram that Gandhiji gave her the nickname Miraben.
During her initial years in India, Miraben learned Hindi and travelled to villages to understand the idea of India. She became one of the close confidants of Gandhiji. In 1931, Miraben accompanied Gandhiji to London for the second Round Table Conference.
Miraben was active in spreading the spirit of non-violence. She was arrested multiple times, including during the civil disobedience, when she was detained on the charge of supplying information to Europe and America regarding conditions prevailing in India. She was again arrested during the Quit India movement, when she was imprisoned in the Aga Khan Palace in Pune, along with Gandhiji and his wife Kasturba.
Following Gandhi's assassination in 1948, Miraben decided to stay in India.
For the next 11 years, she travelled to various Indian states, took on community projects, and worked on environmental issues. On 18th January 1959, Miraben returned to England, and a year later moved to a house near Vienna, where she spent the remaining years of her life. In 1981, the Indian government conferred on her the Padma Vibhushan. We salute the noble soul.
We also remember 11 freedom fighters from Delhi who were martyred on 18th January 1858 for participating in the defense of Delhi during the First War of Indian Independence in 1857.
These were Asghar Yar Khan and Sheikh Yar Khan, residents of village Khidki, Sayyid Ataullah Khan, resident of Phatak Habash Khan, Sheikh Ghulam Shah, Gulab Akbar Pathan and Sayyid Mir Ghulam, residents of Kurcha Chelam, Sheikh Ilahi Bakhsh, Sheikh Kalamgir Bakhsh, Sayyid Khuda Bakhsh, resident of Lahori Gate, Mir Shah Sayyid and Sayyid Seetal Shah. We salute the great martyrs.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India, Jago Grahak Jago. The Sensex and the Nifty today witnessed losses of around 1%. We have a report from the business world.
BSE Sensex declined 554 points to finish at 60,755. NSE Nifty also fell by 195.1 to end at 18,113. In the foreign exchange market, the rupee weakened by 34 paise against the US dollar at 74 rupees and 58 paise against the US currency. Gold prices traded flat. The precious metal was trading at 47,920 rupees per 10 grams. Silver prices also were flat to trade around 61,900 rupees per kilogram, and Brent crude prices logged gains of 1% to trade around $87 per barrel in intraday trade. Arjun Chaudhary for AIR News.
On to sports, in badminton, HS Prannoy today began his campaign with a victory in the Syed Modi International Tournament in Lucknow. Prannoy defeated Ukraine's Danilo Bosnuik in straight games 21-14, 21-18 in the opening round of men's singles. In women's singles, Akarshi Kashyap overcame Mugdha Agre 21-13, 21-14. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu will face compatriot Tanya Hemant tomorrow. In the Australian Open tennis, former world number one Andy Murray and favourite Daniil Medvedev advanced to the second round of the tournament. Andy Murray of Britain earned his first victory at the tournament in 5 years, overcoming 21st seed Nicolas Basilashvili 6-1, 3-6, 6-4, 6-7, 6-4 in the first round of men's singles in Melbourne. Russia's Daniil Medvedev registered a 6-1, 6-4, 7-6 win over Henri Laaksonen of Switzerland in the first round. After Sunday's deportation of men's defending champion and top seed Novak Djokovic, the first Grand Slam of the year is now in full swing and eager to move on from the visa saga. In the women's draw, some of the top 10 players, including second seed Arina Sabalenka, third seed Garbine Muguruza, sixth seed Anett Kontaveit, and seventh seeded Iga Swiatek, all made comfortable starts to their campaign and entered the second round. Former world number one and 14th seed Simona Halep also won despite struggling with her serve.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. In national capital Delhi, minimum temperature will be 11 while maximum will be around 17 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is expected to have a mainly clear sky. In Chennai, temperature will vary between 23 and 29 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will observe a minimum temperature of 13 while maximum will be around 23 degrees Celsius. In Srinagar, temperature will hover between 1 and 4 degrees Celsius, while in Jammu, minimum temperature will be 8 and maximum will be around 12 degrees Celsius. Leh is likely to have light snow. Gilgit will have rain or snow. Muzaffarabad will have rain. Visakhapatnam will have fog in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. Guwahati and Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Aizawl will have moderate fog. Kohima will have mainly clear sky. And Itanagar will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman slams previous UPA government over 2005 Antriksh Devas deal, terms it fraud against country, citing Supreme Court order. Political parties hold virtual campaigns as 5 states go to assembly polls next month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi discusses several development projects during interaction with BJP workers of Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra also interacts with party workers. BJP announces second list of candidates for second phase of Uttar Pradesh assembly polls. Congress releases another list of 9 candidates for Goa assembly elections. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh asserts decisions to select tableau for Republic Day parade taken as per detailed guidelines. India Post Payments Bank's customer base crosses 5 crore mark. 5th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha to be held next month. Indian shuttler HS Prannoy enters second round of men's singles at Syed Modi International Tournament in Lucknow, and in Australian Open tennis, star players Andy Murray and Daniil Medvedev sail into second round. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.